let's start the engines. There we go, the engines are started. Oh, sort of. Okay, let's try it, full speed ahead. Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome to another extreme locomotive endurance challenge. Now if you cast your mind back to last year, you might remember when I did a different endurance challenge where I set a locomotive running on a circuit of track and it ran indefinitely. If you want to find out more about that, I'll put a link up there so that you can click it. But today I decided I want to do another spectacular endurance challenge, but one that maybe won't take 9 days. And to me, the answer seemed pretty obvious. Let's find out how fast a loco can go rather than how long a loco can run for. So as you can see up here in the loft, I've set up a giant long test track. It's super long and it's got a crash area at the end. To start with, we're not going to be using the crash area, but believe me, by the time the video ends, we will have used it quite significantly. So the loco I'm going to be testing to start with is this. It's a basic Hornby Pocket Rocket 040. Now we all know that these are capable of some high speeds on your little train set starter circuit of track. These do get up to some crazy speeds, but I do have the feeling, I have a sneaking suspicion that just a normal loco like this on a normal controller like this one won't be capable of doing anything particularly amazing. So I have got a little something up my sleeve which I'm going to show you later on, and you've already had a little taster of that. So that is going to be really excited. Even I don't know what's going to happen with that. Hopefully it will be quite spectacular though. But to start with, let's test this Hornby 040 and find out just how much speed we can squeeze out of it. Alright, so there is the 040 then, ready for her first test. To start with, we're just going to do a control, so I'm going to be using the standard controller for this. And by the way, there is a good chance that this poor little loco won't survive today once we start getting the beefier power supplies going, let's say. And that's why I've used quite an old locomotive for this, just so that I won't be too upset if it dies. Anyway, let's do a control then. Let's do it maximum speed. Let's find out which direction it's set to go in. Forwards it is. Okay, so full speed on the normal controller then. Here she goes. There we go. And what I'm using to calculate the speed is, as you can see, I've got a tape measure laid out here with two little sticks sticking up, and they're exactly 50 centimeters apart. And so by using a high-speed camera to film the loco going past those 2 points, I can fairly accurately calculate the time it took to go 50 centimeters, and from that I can calculate the speed and then the scale speed. So with that, let's find out how fast the loco goes under normal circumstances. So that wasn't too much of a bad start. I saw 2.16 miles per hour from that, and that's just on the main controller, just on the normal train controller. That is a scale speed of 164 miles an hour, so that's pretty good. That's faster than any real life steam locomotive has ever gone, but it's not quite good enough for me. So I think we're going to need to make some improvements. So as I say, I use the normal controller, just looks like that. For this next test, I'm going to use a different controller, this one. Now, this is not something that I've ever said on this channel before, but unfortunately, this setup does have easily the power to damage or destroy a locomotive, and to be honest, if you touch the wrong thing, it has the power to do the same to you. So really do just leave this one to me. It's not nice to destroy your locomotives, and we certainly don't want people getting hurt. However, this is the idea behind it. So the standard train controller is limited, both the voltage and the current are limited, but I want to squeeze some more power through this little steam loco, and so for that I just need more power. And this will allow me to do that. For these purposes, I basically have unlimited current and unlimited voltage. So I have to be very careful with this, because if I take it too far, it's going to blow the loco, it's going to get too hot and it's going to burn out. So to start with, I'm just going to creep a little bit over the 12 volts. 12 volts is what we normally use, that's normally the maximum. For this little test, I'm going to use 15 volts. Alright, let's try it. Okay then, so here we go with the slightly higher voltage test, and I'm going to pop the voltmeter up in the top right here, but at the moment you can see it in this camera, it's just there. So to start with, I'm going to aim for just 15 volts, which is slightly higher than what we're used to, just to see if we measure any noticeable increase in speed from that. So let's give this a try then. Keep an eye on that voltmeter. I'm having to use a few different cameras because if something explodes, I want to catch it, and I don't want to have to do it multiple times. So here we go then. I'm going to aim for about 15 volts. There we go. Right, let's see how fast that was. Okay, so at 15 volts there was a tiny increase. It was 2.2 miles per hour that time, which has a scale speed of 170 miles per hour. So that is an increase, but it's only about a 3% increase, and I think we can do a lot better than that. So this is where it gets a bit dodgy. We're going to try 20 volts. That's quite a lot higher than these are designed for. Alright, here we go then. This is the time I'm actually really going to push it. So let's aim for about 20 volts then, shall we? Here we go. Okay, so that was an awful lot faster. I saw 2.68 miles per hour that time, which is a scale speed of over 200 miles an hour. That is 204 miles an hour, and that's a 25% increase from the normal controller. It's getting quite exciting, but I want to find out if we can push it any further. So let's really push our luck and try 25 volts. Man, I hope this Loco survives. Okay, I think this is going to be the last one. I'm a bit concerned that this one is going to burn the Loco out. I'm going to aim for 25 volts. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so that was another massive increase. That was 2.9 miles per hour, so we're really close to getting 3 miles per hour in real life. That is a scale speed of 222 miles an hour. That is really, really fast, and that is a 35% increase on the original speed. However, I don't think we're going to be able to take this up to 30 volts. I think it's going to blow the Loco. So we need a different tactic. We need a different locomotive. So this thing is great. It got us over 200 miles an hour quite considerably, but I think we need something better. So I'm going to introduce you now to the machine you saw at the start, and it is this, the rail chopper, or whatever I'm going to call it. So yeah, as you can see, this has 2 motors rather than just one, and unlike the normal Loco, this doesn't rely on any gears or anything. It's got these 2 big propellers. There's one at the front here that sucks the air in from the front, and the one at the back there speeds the air up even more and throws it out the back. This thing should be capable of some pretty crazy speeds, but it's only designed for low voltage, so I'm going to jump back onto the normal controller and see what kind of speed this can give us. Alright, so it is on the track, and I've only ever done slow speed testing with this before. It's never been at full power before, so I honestly don't know exactly what's going to happen. It might just blow the motors, I'm not too sure. However, I can have a pretty good guess. I think this thing is going to go fairly fast, and so one problem that I do have with this is how to stop it. So I thought I will show you how I plan to stop it. So just before the end of the track, you can see there is a drac join here, and instead of using metal fish plates here which conduct the power, I've got some plastic ones in which should insulate it. So as soon as the device gets over that join in the track, it should have the power cut. Then the next thing it will hit is this piece of foam which hangs over the track, and it's free to move, as you can see, and the idea of that is just to stop the propellers, because I found that if these propellers come into contact with something while they're still spinning, if they're coming into contact with something hard, they will break off. And then after that, hopefully the propellers will be stopped, and there's all sorts of foam just to cushion and slow it down as gently as possible. So with that, I think we are ready. Let's start the engines. There we go. The engines are started. Oh, sort of. Okay, let's try it. Full speed ahead. Whoa. Blimey, that was an impact at the end there. That looked amazingly fast. Let's find out whether it was. Alright, so that was a really, really promising start. This was only on the main controller, and in fact we managed 2.79 miles per hour, which is a scale speed of 212 miles per hour, and that is actually only 5% less than the little green 040 went at 25 volts. So I'm really excited to see how much faster we can get this thing to go. Let's try this one at 20 volts, shall we? Alright, this is the big one. I'm going to aim for 20 volts. I think it's going to blow it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So, let's find out. Nice and easy start. Let's get them started. Here we go. My word. That was fast. Look where it landed. It blasted through all of that foam, and it's over there. Let's check that it's in good condition. Looks alright to me. The little metal piece underneath that holds the bogies together, or the wheels together, has come out, but I think I can fix that. Right. Okay, so that was pretty amazing. We saw some crazy speeds there. At 20 volts, we got 4.2 miles per hour. That is real miles per hour, which gives us a scale speed of 318 miles an hour. That is really, really fast. That is a 50% increase on just the normal controller. Right, I'm going to crank it right up this time. Let's just see how fast we can go. Not caring about the motors, let's just do it and see how fast we can get this thing to go. Okay, let's do another test with this. I've got another camera, I've moved one of the cameras over to the crash zone because I think you want to see the crash, don't you? All right, let's try the voltage even higher then. I don't know how much more it's going to take, but it seems to be taking it all right for now. Here we go. Whoa. Now That was an accident. Okay, that one was frightening. In fact, if I show you this, I even saw sparks flying from underneath the device. Amazingly, it does still work. I've no idea how, but it does still work. So, are you ready for these speeds? 6.71 miles per hour. That is faster than most people can walk. It's probably run, actually, for the most part. That is a scale speed of 510 miles per hour, and that is a 140% increase from just the normal controller. That was frightening, but the thing still works, so let's get it back onto the track and let's just blast it this time. Without caring what happens, let's blast it and see what we can do. Okay, this is the last chance. I think the motors have probably been damaged by this, but we could try it one more time. Here we go. Whoa! I saw massive sparks coming off that then. I don't know, I don't think the camera will have picked those up. Maybe, yeah, I think we would have picked it up on one of them. Wow, that one was very, very frightening. I'm not going to tell you the speed just yet, but what I will tell you is that the track was destroyed, the engine was destroyed, and even the wires were destroyed. Take a look at this. So as you can see, the surface of the track has been totally destroyed by that. I'm going to try it with the track rubber and see if it will fix it, but it really does not look good. I've never seen anything like that before. That is a lot of power. I don't know what voltage we hit there, but I think it was, I'm sure I saw 60 or 70 on that dial. Let's have a look at the Loco wheels. That experiment has all but completely destroyed the Loco wheels. Look. Look at that. That is just multiple arcs that have totally ruined those wheels. Look at the other one. Let's get in focus. I think this one's even worse. That must have been... Wow. I have never seen anything like that before. That is a lot of power. That is unbelievable. Pretty scary stuff. On closer inspection, it has also melted the wires. This is frightening now. I'm glad I wasn't touching any of this stuff when that went off. Look at that, it's completely melted the wire. Completely wrecked. The motor is ruined as well. Which one? This one. Can you hear that? Shouldn't be making that noise. That is completely ruined. Right, are you ready for the speeds then? So despite, I think, dying halfway down the line, it still managed to get up to an amazing speed. So I measured, let me get the right piece of paper, I measured 8.39 miles per hour. That is faster than anybody can sprint. That is a scale speed of 637 miles per hour, and that is a 153% increase from the controller. Man, that was fast. That is pretty crazy. But I'm not finished there yet. I had, believe it or not, planned for this thing to break down, and so I've got a contingency plan. Those were just cheap three-pole motors that were only designed for 3 volts, I think. But I've got these. These are cordless motors designed for quadcopters, and I've already mounted the propellers onto those. A little bit smaller propellers, but they have got 3 blades rather than 2, and these really do go fast. So I'm going to get these fixed onto the other engine if you want to call it that, and my goodness, who knows what this is going to do. Let's find out. Okay, we are ready to go. It has been a couple of hours of work since I last saw you, and yes, the track and the wheels were damaged, but I've been polishing them relentlessly, and the track seems to be more or less okay, and the wheels are looking a lot better than they were. As you can see, it's moving reasonably freely there. There is a little bit of a click when it runs along, so I think there has been some permanent damage to the wheels. But I managed to fit the new motors, and I reckon if they are as powerful as they're supposed to be, they ought to be enough to get us up to some really good speed. So I'm back on the normal controller again, just to give this its first ever run. I'm going to wind this up to the top. I haven't got a camera up top this time because I want to film the other end. I think that's the more interesting end. So you're not going to see it start, but you will hopefully see it whiz past if it works. I've only done a slow speed motor test so far just to make sure that I've wired them up in the right direction. Ooh, okay, here we go then, full speed on the controller. So that was a very, very strong start from the upgraded chopper train with its brand new cordless motors. It actually managed 5.1 miles per hour just on the normal controller, and that is double basically what it did when it had its old motors on. So let's try it on the bigger power supply with some higher voltage, and goodness only knows what this is going to be capable of on there, but I'm going to find out. Okay, I think we are ready to try what might be the final go. I'm on the big power supply this time, and I'm going to aim for 20 volts. These smaller motors might not be capable of taking 20 volts, but I'm going to certainly try. So, here we go. Oh, My gosh. Okay, so that was very, very good. It's not the fastest we've seen today, but it was a 30% increase on just the normal controller. So there we saw 6.71 miles per hour, which is a scale speed of 510 miles per hour. We have a record so far today of 637 miles per hour. That's what it did on the old motors. So we really need to see if we can beat that. So let's knock it up to 25 volts and see if that's going to be enough to do it. I really hope so. Okay, folks, one more just for luck. I'm going to go for 25 volts. Are you ready? This is going to be the last one. My nerves are shattered at this point. Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go then. Okay, folks, that was pretty crazy. That really was crazy. So the previous top speed we achieved was 8.39 miles per hour. That's what we had to beat. And that last test did 9.5 miles per hour. 9.5, that is by far the fastest we've seen today. That is a scale speed of 728 miles per hour, and that is an 85% increase from just using the plain controller, just the regular train controller. 9.5 miles per hour though. I know that is probably as fast as we're going to see it, but I would love to just squeeze an extra half a miles per hour out of it and get over the 10 miles per hour mark. So let's try it then. I'm going to give it up to, well, I'm going to knock the voltage right up as far as I dare. The wheels are starting to look really, really bad on this, so I'm going to oil them, I'm going to clean them, I'm going to clean the track, I'm going to oil the motors and give this its best possible chance for one final run. Okay, one final time, let's try it. Okay, this really will have to be the last one then. So here we go. 40 volts, between 30 and 40 volts. Let's try it. Wow. That was definitely the biggest crash we've had so far. That was unbelievable. But was it enough to get us over 10 miles per hour? I really don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so that was absolutely crazy. The clatter when it hit the other end was just amazing. I can't believe the speed that this thing saw just then. I don't actually know what voltage it hit exactly because it just happened so fast, but I noticed that the dial went over the 30 volt mark. I think it was probably closer to 40 by the end as well. We've beaten it, folks. We have done it. 11.1 miles per hour. That is just crazy. That is a scale speed of 850 miles an hour. Now that is fast, and this thing has been absolutely amazing. So there we go. How on earth has this little thing managed to go at 11 miles an hour? That is really, really quick. So there we go. That is about as best as I can do. I can't get one any faster than that. But that's where you come in. I'm going to issue you a challenge for this piece of track. Can you build a vehicle that will go faster than mine? Now, you're not allowed to use a power supply over 12 volts on the train controller, so it's a very, very difficult challenge for you. But if you choose to accept it, design it however you like to make it go that fast. And if you think it will beat mine, send me a video of it. Just drop me the link on Facebook or by email. I'll take a look, and if I think if it does stand a chance of beating mine, I might even get you to send it to me, and we'll do a little competition and see if we can find the fastest ever locomotive ever built. But for the time being, I think mine holds the record. See if you can beat it. But for now, thank you very, very much for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. That has to have been one of the most exciting and slightly scary videos that I've ever done before. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you very soon for maybe a little more calm material next time. How about that? Okay, cheers everybody. I will see you very, very soon.